Hi everyone, so welcome back to Safe with Property channel, and this time round I'm going to do a very quick run through on certain areas right now that is going through this particular change, which is having integrated developments actually coming up, right? And actually why I want to say this is because there's a lot of hype for integrated developments, and we really just want to know whether is it really worth paying that extra for a property that is convenient with malls and MRTs just below it, right? So today's most important objective that I want to achieve is to make sure that we know what is the thing to look out for, right? Because end of the day, we all want to buy a property, so why not do some homework to see whether we can really buy something and stay in, at the same time also make good profits out of it, right? So let's go right into it. So today I'm going to be using this example. This is actually a property that we're going to be comparing with back then, right? This is actually Sengkang Grand. This is in D19. If all of you know, it's at Buangkok. And at that point in time in 2019, there was also another property, Riverfront. So they are all in the same district. If we really want to go and take a look closely, they're not very far away from each other. One is in Hougang, the other one is in Buangkok, right? So in the same district, we want to see also in the same timing, right? During 2019 to today, right? Actually, is the performance so far for an integrated, which is Sengkang Grand Residences, and for a normal one, which is Riverfront Residences. All right. So if we look very closely here, right? If we look very closely here, we can see one thing, which is that during this period, 2019 to today, 2023, 2024, this is Q4, right? I did this data last year, to the December last year, right? So you can see that in terms of the profit gain or the growth, Sengkang Grand actually have about a 15.96%, whereas the normal one, the normal condo, right, perform much better in terms of the percentage growth. It was a 30% growth in terms of the average per square feet. Now, this is interesting because we have always been thinking, integrated by right, it should be a safer investment. It should have something that is more stronger. So why is it that, right now we have this difference in terms of the performance? So let's really look closer, okay? Let's really look closer. So let's dive deeper here right now. Let's take a look back in 2019, right? We're talking about that date. And if you see the purchase price for Sengkang Grand Integrated, you can see that the price was about 1,007, closing in on 1,008. And what's more important is that you can see that these are the people that have already resold and made a profit out of their transactions, right? 2019, and they sell in 2023. So what's happening here, you can see that right now, all the profits, we have a very huge range, right? All the way up to the max profit right now, it's at $228,000 for it's a 3-bedroom here, right? So 228,000, I would say it's okay. At the end of the day, definitely there are some who earn lesser here, right? But if we can see that an integrated development already earning 228, to be honest, if we look at a property that is a normal one, right, some of them will also be thinking, hey, if that's the case, will the normal one earn as much or not? But let's take a look at what's happening. In the same timing, 2018, 2019, in fact, right, you can see their profits are hitting mostly all about crossing about $200,000 to $300,000. I think as of late, there's already some people closing in on 400,000, and these are all achieved during the same time frame, right? 2019 to 2023. So what is the difference here? If you realize here, the PSF, the per square feet that they purchased here was about $1,300 on average, right? We have some even hitting about 1,200, as low as 1,200. So what is this? What is it that I want to draw out from here? I just want to show you. Now, there is a price gap, and this is normal because integrated is something more convenient, is more, I would say, definitely something that's more popular, right? But back in 2019, okay, Riverfront having 1,003, Sengkang Grand was 1,008. The per square feet difference is $500 today, right? Now, if you fast forward today to 2023, 2024, you can see that the price here actually jump up to 1,007. So there's a $400 per square feet gain. Whereas for Sengkang Grand, right, actually it jumped up to $2,000. So this is only about $200 gain. So both actually make money, right? But the key thing is that the per square feet, because the gap was so big back then, actually the bottom one, right? The one on the bigger end of the gap, right? They have to catch up. So there's a few things that will affect this, but of course, I'll try to explain this more later. But let's look at the other integrated developments, right? Let's look at Trevor. Now, this is near Potong Pasir, quite near to Woodleigh. Probably if you, after Woodleigh, you turn in, it's just a very short distance away. But Trevor back then was trending at about $1,500 per square feet. And you can see that they already are hitting $400,000 to $600,000 in terms of the profit, right? You can see that purchase price here. So this is all done during the 2019, 2018, 2020 period as well. If we look at Trevor, location is, in Potong Pasir, right? The nearest, what I call it, the integrated development would be where? Would be Woodleigh Residences. Now, Woodleigh is integrated is by SPH, and in fact, they are really in a really, really good location, right? But let's take a look. If let's say here Trevor already earned 400 to 600, I would definitely expect Woodleigh probably would try to make more, right? But looking at Woodleigh today, their per square feet is at 1,009 already. Not only it's already at 1,009 back then, and this is during the same period, 2019, 2020. Now you look at that per square feet, 1,008, 1,008, 1,009, 1,009. The average per square feet back then was already hitting 1,009. And if you look at it, in terms of the profit, right, we have a range of 60 all the way to 300, but there's only one of them who crossed 500. As compared to Trevor, right, actually the chances of making a profit, a decent profit, is much higher on the normal condo instead. Now, this is really something that I am really thinking about, because why I obviously want to bring it up, because today, actually, there are properties that are behaving the same way as well. So what we can understand is when the gap is big, right, usually the profit, the people who actually get to have more profit comes from the owners who actually invested or even buy the normal condo, right? Now, if we look at this, I think the keyword is we need to understand the entry price is everything, right? So why am I bringing this up today? Why am I talking about Woodleigh and Trevor, Sengkang Grand and Riverfront? Because today there is something similar that is happening right now as we speak, right? In fact, if we remember, now, Jayden, right? Jayden is already averaging at 2,004 per square feet, 2,005. In fact, if we look closely, there are even units that are hitting close to 2,008 per square feet. Now, what does this tell me? Actually, it means that there's a lot of people who really see value in this product. And I don't think that's wrong. In fact, I would think that it's good, because why? For CapitaLand to sell this, right, I would think it's really successful, and it definitely has to have some value in there. But my only worry is that, the price gap this time is quite similar in terms of the performance to what, because back then we have seen a gap, right? Today you look at Lake Garden, which is not too far off, it's still in the same district, right? And in fact, you look at that per square feet, we are looking at about 1,009. In fact, you look at these prices, right? This is all already $500 and some about $800 per square feet away from a Jayden. In fact, there's upcoming launches like Sora nearby, and I estimate that this gap will retain its gap. And I feel that if really have to go for a unit there, I think most important is we have to be careful on which part of the gap we want to be at, right? So if you ask me, I think for those who missed out their chances in Jayden, not to worry. Why? Because if you come in Lake Garden, I'm very sure you will be able to find something that is actually worthwhile for you, right? And especially we're looking at exit in the next 5 years, I would definitely think it's totally possible. Now, what this is actually, if the gap is big, right? But we also want to understand what if the gap is small, because cannot be integrated, all cannot buy, right? Definitely we can explore them. But when is the best time to explore integrated? So I want to show you this another example. This is Treasure Trove. Treasure Trove is at Punggol, right? It is opposite Watertown, which is Waterway Point, Watertown. Now, if you look at Treasure Trove, this is all the 3 bedrooms. All bought in 2011, you can see that the profit, right, for most of them, right, the max here we can get is $500,000, right? If they they buy in 2011, they sell today, actually you realize that back then, for those of them, they have made a profit of about $500,000. Now, this is okay, right? But we also want to take a look at what's happening on the other side, Waterway Point, Watertown, right? The integrated development is more interesting, right? And if you take a look for the same 3 bedroom, 9 square feet, right? If you take a look at their profit, we have people actually hitting what, $700,000 to $900,000. And you can see that the purchase date is just right 1 year away. And look at the holding period. Actually, it's more or less the same. But what's more interesting is this. So why did Watertown actually make more, right, as compared to Sengkang Grand and Woodleigh? Okay, just take a look. Now, if I come back to here, Treasure Trove, if you see, look at their purchase price. The purchase price here is only about $900+ PSF. And if you go back to see, you look at the purchase price for Watertown back then, right? They were only at about $1,000. That's only $100 gap away from integrated. So, I mean, the logic is quite simple, right? If the gap is $400 to $500, as we seen last time, where should you be paying attention to? You should be paying attention to the normal condos, right, that are nearby. Now, I'm talking only about new and new. Don't use new and resale. The one don't make sense really. But if you look at this thing right now, Watertown and Treasure Trove, the gap is only at $100+. I give you maximum 150. Actually, does it make Watertown a good buy? Right? Because the gap is so close. In this instance, you should be paying more attention to the integrated one. So why am I telling you all this? Because today there is the exact same thing that's really happening where the particular area that the price gap is really, really close. And if you want to take a look at this place at Lentor Modern, this is all the remaining units from the developer right now. And you can see that even the 3 bedrooms, the 99 square feet, they are at $2,200 PSF. Now, they are not just any units, they are all the top floor units, right? Higher floor units. And to be honest, I think that at this PSF, it is a bit too close to what? A bit too close to the 3 bedrooms that is just opposite nearby, right? In fact, you look at their PSF here, it has already been done at about 2001 and high 21. That is already close to 2002, right? So we're looking at the same type of gap that's actually repeating itself where here in Watertown and of course Punggol. And I think this is really important because when we want to buy a property here today, I think it's important that we want to do at least some homework, right? So which is why today, if I can really help you to help you to pinpoint what are the things you should be looking at, this is definitely one you should be putting into your research to know when is the right time to buy an integrated development. All right. So I hope this helps all of you.